Hello, everybody. I'm going to be doing art with you guys because, well, I don't really get comments about this, but I'm pretty sure you guys have thought it. How am I doing the stuff that I do? And I bet you're asking yourself, why do I do what I do? But that is mostly because I like doing what I love, and you should follow the same exact dream. Because who knows what happens if you don't? You could just really end up in a different spot. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. And let's get to it. Huh? Wow. Okay, so you just want to do straight line down the middle. Like that. That way you have a straight center line. And you want a sideways line. Oh, I'm kind of screwing up here. What I do is I flip it mostly. I turn it to get better in the center. Oh, I entirely forgot to say what we're doing. Okay, today we will be making Twisted Bonnie from Five Nights at Freddy's. I almost entirely forgot to mention that. It's kind of funny how you can forget to mention stuff and just... It really makes it difficult for you. It really does. You just really think you should just try and do better. Hopefully, hoping that it'll make the video a lot better. There goes my headphones. That said, I know that I did not wrap around that just because it fell. But, yes. I am going to be drawing Twisted Bonnie because I saw that somehow, well, my original one was the one that got the most views and likes, which was with Glamrock Bonnie. I'm going to show you guys how to draw Twisted Bonnie, though. So what we want to do is we want to make a circle around there. Well, give me 1 second. Okay, so yes, I have this down correct. I'm looking at an old image of, I'm looking at the images that I did of it, so I can easily go off that and make sure that I really get it done. So, yeah, straight line down the middle, straight line across. Then you want to try and mark for the circle where you want your placement. Now, I am going to make mine kind of large, you don't gotta. But you do want to make sure that it is most certainly the same length. I only do 2. You don't have to do only 2. You can do all 4 if you want. That is so off. Honestly, I need to do some fixing. You guys, however, will be completely fine. Okay, I fixed my mistake. I'm gonna finish the entire circle. Okay, so now that we have the main circle, I'm going to go ahead and... You don't have to do this. This is how I fix my mistakes. I erase the lines that I originally put and redo them. Now, again, you don't have to do this. This is something that I do to just make sure I got the proportions correct. And it seems like I did, pretty much. So, there you have it. We have that. Now, we gotta continue with what we have and make sure that we have got it. Now, something I'm gonna do is gonna be a little different. We gotta go down like this on each side, but only down. Now, keep in mind, yours doesn't have to be exactly like mine. You can do it however you want. I'm just giving you the basic blueprint, and then I'm gonna just give all the details later. Now, I might have to do a part 2 because I am on a time crunch, and it's just really gonna be different. But we're gonna get started on the muzzle, which is the nose part of the rabbit. So what you want to do is you want to take your pencil. You want to start from right here. You want to go down like this on each side. There. Now, something that we do gotta do to make sure that this works out is yeah. Yeah. Bring these 2 sides out real fast. That way you know where to stop. And now you have this. This is the very start of what you have. I just now realized you guys are sideways. I am so sorry. I am so very sorry. I did not mean for you guys to be sideways at all. I was mostly trying to keep you guys straight and in line, mostly. I am so sorry. But, yeah, this is what I have so far. If you guys have followed along correctly. And now, up here, we want to add a curve going into the head. Kind of like a half circle type thing. On each side, relatively. Okay. And now we want to add a straight line going right here on either side. Don't mind this part, I did do that kind of too curvy, but it's alright. Stuff happens, you gotta make it work. And what you want to do, take your pencil, don't go too close to there, go about right here, and then curve that. That's what you're going to do, you're going to curve that. Oh, also, my birthday was almost 2 months ago, so I'm now 15. We gotta make sure that we keep our tribe together. You know, the Forgotten Tribe, gotta make sure that it's all still together. But, yes. Now, this eye, you wanna make sure, well, you wanna make sure that it's just a tad bit taller than the other. Now, I will be right back. Okay, now this is what I made the last video with, from those fans that see this, that have seen this already. I have it in a picture frame for a good reason. I don't want to lose it. But we're going to get back to this. So now that we have the eyes done, I'm going to go back to this and make sure that we get it done. And now, what we really want to do is start with the eye. Go over to here. Make a circle. That is a little bit too. Actually, no, that was good. That was perfect. But do you know what I'm actually doing? Once I get done with the blueprint, I don't even need the blueprint. I can just erase this. Because today we're not doing just Twisted Bonnie. We're doing half Twisted Bonnie, half Springtrap. Because that would really help. I forgot to mention that in the beginning. We are doing half Twisted Bonnie, half Springtrap. So we gotta just make sure it really works. And also, I'm sorry. I know you guys are probably gonna be spamming in the comments. It's sideways. It's sideways. I kind of messed up. I'm gonna be so honest. But it's just kind of. Listen, I'm new to the whole YouTube thing. You can't blame me. Well, I'm not really new. I've done this for about a year now. I just haven't been consistent. Now we're gonna get started on the ear. So as you can see, I got the little ear done, which is good. Also, yes, there is this little lip right here. I'm trying to make sure that I don't go into that. Now what we want to do is we want to take this and kind of curve that right here. Put that right there. And have a line just above right here. And then from here to here to here. There we are. So now that we have that, that's a good thing. So now we are going to want to go right here, make a line downish, like that, and then make a curve out of that. Straight to the other side. If you guys are doing the full thing of Twisted Bonnie, you're going to want to take that to the full other side and just copy what you have here down to this side. And that's all we're really going to want to do. And I'm going to need to, what am I going to need to do? What was it? Okay, so I'm just fixing up what my mistakes were and making sure that I get my mistakes done. You can go ahead, pause the video, get your mistakes done. I don't care. But I just want to make sure that I keep my mistakes good and clean. Because who knows what happens if I don't? You guys might unsubscribe, which I don't want. Now, I am going to flip this upside down for my sake, because I can't do straight lines going down like that. Really? But, yeah, now that I have that fell. Now that I have that down, I can easily just come back up to here. I'm going to start within that little gap in the tooth. I'm going to do a circle right here. And remember, go to the full other side and connect to this part again. And I'm going to want to have this go from here and go through here. So I'm going to move back just a little bit and continue with that. No, get out, fella. Sorry. Dogs. Dogs, am I right? Well, now that we have this done, we can go ahead and take the pencil. Well, we're not going to go that close. I'm going to actually back it up a bit. I'm going to make a line like this. Well, actually, I need that to be a bit more forward. And now that we have that down, we can mostly we just need to erase some of the guidelines now. So, go back, erase right here. Okay, so that I was wrong. You gotta have it right here. Sorry. Now you guys are probably gonna be yelling in the comments I did something wrong. But I think you guys might. I think this might make up for it because I think you guys will like my nuzzle design for this. Oh, and that's a water bottle. Don't worry, guys. That's the only water bottle on my floor. So we want to go over here and bring this straight down. Have this continue going up, but then add this line. There we are. But now we're gonna make a little crack here. Now what I do, you guys don't have to do this, you see how my hand's shaking? As I go along, it kind of makes it look like a crack. Which you do not have to do. It's how I get my design for my art, which all of you seem to love, apparently. And I'm going to continue from higher up, and then make a line. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go right here instead and kind of follow that line. But then move upwards, get my little design right there. There we are. And as we continue, we kind of want to make this nuzzle look more 3D. So erase right there. Go up just a little bit and then come down. And then right here, I'm going to make a line right here. And go just a little bit lower. I'm going to get rid of right here a bit better. Well, I should probably make this like go out just a bit more. I feel like that would look a bit better. And then, yes, of course, you can try and do this for yourself. I don't really care. It's just mostly agitating. But yes, I do hope you guys love my nuzzle design. It's something that I haven't done for a while, so I'm mostly looking for. God damn. Okay. That's actually getting on my nerves now. There you go, in the trash you go. Now, here, let me fix that. But you're going to want to take the pencil. Now, you do not need mechanical. You can do this with any pencil you like. I'm using mechanical. And you just want to keep going. Now, it's not going to look my absolute best. And, you know me, it's not going to look exactly the same as this. But, I'll do my best. And try and keep that mostly good, and just try and make sure that I get it done. Okay, so I kind of screwed up here. Honestly, not. No, I do kind of like this right here. But right here, you're going to want to try and fully curve out. Erase that. Bring a line right here, down to here. And circle this. So now we have the full front half of the nozzle, and now we're going to try and bring it back. Alright, now that we've came up to here, I'm going to do the crack in the face. And then I'm going to bring the crack downwards. But I'm going to start from right here. That was just a practice line. That way I can go off of that to make the cut a bit more sharp. And now I'm going to bring this down just a little bit and start bringing it back up and leave this little itty bitty crack as proof. And then bring this up. Keep going. And then connect it. Well, don't connect it like that. You just want to try and connect it as best you can. So, this is what we have down so far, guys. It's all starting to come together. And just mostly sorry, I have, again, like I said, I have the image over that way in this corner. That's why I keep putting my arm like this to make sure I'm getting the proportions and stuff right. Because who doesn't like to have right proportions? Am I right? But we do got to make sure that this is completely done and fully fleshed. Okay? So, I'll make sure that we get this fully done. Now I am going to add a little crack up here. You're probably wondering, why am I doing it above the head? I'm mostly doing that because it holds a bunch of dents. And we gotta make sure that we get each proportion correct. And you are gonna go ahead and erase this line. Okay, so now we have the top half of the head correctly proportioned. And now, so you know how a mad face has these like brows like along here? That's basically what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna put a line right here. Well, not like that. We're gonna have it like more shaped in. Words. And then just, if you made it a little too high, just erase some of it. And we're just going to and just follow court back down towards the eye. And we have a straight up cut. And we're going to want to add a second, well, hold on. I'm going to erase right here, but not the full thing. We're going to want to add a secondary line. Well, actually, I'm going to do something a little more creative. I'm going to add a line that goes down like that. And this is going to be like caved in more, as if this was buffed out. And just kind of make sure that we get the right look for it as we go along here. And I'm going to want to erase that straight line and replace it with a jigged line for the crack, of course, on his eye. Still meeting in the same spot, but doesn't really matter. Gotta make sure that we keep this nice and sturdy. Now, this is something that I do love doing, and I really hope that this inspires all of you to try and join in my creative art, really. And sorry, fly. And start joining in my creative journey to make sure that the Forgotten family can always, work together, stick together. Gotta keep it going, right? Now, I am hoping, I'm gonna dedicate this to my future. I really do hope I keep making videos for you guys. And hope that I can really make a good impact on you guys. And help you guys make a good, stable art career if you're looking into these kind of videos. I would really like to make sure that you guys stay positive and keep your mental awareness in check and just keep at it. And if I do keep doing this in the future, just know that I dedicate my life of YouTube or whatever I'm doing. I at least dedicate whatever I do for YouTube mostly to get you guys happy and to make you guys realize that this is what I want to do. Not just for me, but for you guys. Now, I am going to change up my eye just a little bit. There we are. And just make here a little black dot right there. There we go. Now I am going to harden out the line of the eye. Now we got a straight up eye there. I'm going to cave this in just a little bit as well. And we're going to add a little line. Well, this side I'm going to have a little bit more sharper. Now I am going to erase right here, and then I'm going to write down right here. There we go. I'm going to continue this to go right there, and this right here. And just follow through. Mostly. Mostly, like I actually care. So, this is what I have done for right now. Now, I am going to make a part 2 of this. I'm only going to make this side. So, stay tuned for that. And make sure that you are liked and subscribed, and make sure you turn on that notification bell. And also, I do want to say, if you have to restart and redo the whole thing at any point, because you messed up something or something, because you messed up something or didn't quite get the right proportion, you gotta leave a like, at least. You don't gotta subscribe, but at least leave a like if you messed up at any point. But other than that, let's go ahead and continue. Now, I think you guys will really like the design that I will do for the teeth. So, right here, come out this way. Add a line. Or, no, don't do that just yet. I'm going to go ahead and make a circle line right there. I'm going to go ahead and continue this. Now, that is one tooth. Two. Now, you guys can do the teeth however you want. I'm going to pause this and do the rest. Okay, there is something I forgot to say. The reason I started this again so early. You really want to keep the good design in there. don't think you have any flaws just because mine's good or whatever. You don't. You just gotta keep moving and make sure that you just... What's the best way I can say this? Roll with the flow. Just keep going. And just make sure that you keep yourself right and keep going. I'm always looking for the best in people or whatever you can give. And just making sure that that can be enough to impact not only my life but others. As I believe more and more about how we really keep ourselves in check and make sure that we all have issues, we all have different flaws, but that doesn't mean that we can't just really make sure that we keep ourselves together. But that also means that I'm really close to making really good videos for you guys, and I'm extremely happy about that. And I really like the fact that you are watching this, and it really makes me happy. But yes, I am going to fast forward through this. You guys won't see it. I'm just going to pause the thing and it's just going to continue. So, yeah. Okay, now that we have the basic stuff for the teeth done, because we have gum line. Well, actually, I forgot to put these little lines here. I don't even need to pause the video, to be honest. It's just going to take me like 2 seconds. And I'm going to add a little bit of a gum line right here. Keep it, civil. Keep it going. Now I am going to redo this. Great. There we go. That's too much of a turn. So, yeah, that's what we're going to want to do. This is what I'm doing for the gum line to make sure that this connects to here. And you know the drill. I gotta keep it going. Gotta keep it civil. Now I am gonna have this buffed out just a little bit instead, and then have this cave in a bit more for the head. Make sure I keep it really just going, And now, of course, we have this, and we really gotta make sure that we keep it this way. Give me 1 second. I forget what the teeth placement was. So, I got all this down. I mostly forget what the teeth placement is. think you'll really love is how I curve this. So now I have this down like this. And then this line right here is going to be where the second teeth is. But I'm also going to just move this, that way it's lower. Because I feel like it's better that way. And I'm going to add the first tooth. Sorry, I'm just getting kind of agitated. Make sure that you guys can see. So, now that I'm doing this, as you can see, I'm just kind of, well, actually, I messed that up a bit. I'm going to add the front line right here. And go like this. That was terrible lining right there. Okay. And then... So, as you can see, I have 2 bottom teeth done. I'm going to, well, I'm going to let you know. So, along this bottom line, like along here, there are going to be teeth covering up these teeth. But you'll see what I'm doing once I get done. Now, when I said I had an image that I was using to like show you guys stuff, also that was my toe microphone. I was not kidding, I'm using this. I've been mostly putting my finger to this to like look at, to really get a look at where I'm going. And this is the one that you guys, well, I read my comment section. A couple of people were saying that these were, oh, it's fake, it's printed. I don't care. I'm now showing proof that I do all of these myself. And I'm really hoping that you guys really do like that journey and are willing to take it with me, because I'm hoping you guys be able to draw one of these as well. Because if I wasn't going to, why would I be doing this? I just nudged that so hard with my afro. So, yeah. I feel like this is just gonna be kind of stressful, and I feel like you guys actually really like my art because I keep getting people saying that this is, oh, your dad did it, or it's printed, or blah 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 blah. Who cares? I keep getting that messages on Twitch as I'm streaming, and it's kind of annoying. So I'm going to officially do one of these in front of you guys to make sure that I do not get that hate anymore, because it's kind of annoying. Don't get me wrong, it's understandable how you could think it was fake, because I'm 15. But there's other kids out there that are this good, and they really just want to make changes in their life with their art skills. But some of us that are doing this kind of stuff on YouTube are getting hated on. And I'm just really not happy with that. Alright, first, collide in the tooth. You want to try and make sure that this front tooth, or top tooth, the top tooth up here, really? You kind of want to make sure that that's on top. Now, take your pencil. I'm going to tell you this. Erase right here. Right here. Well, actually, no, not right there. We're going to want to erase right here. But take this curve and put it down to here. I'm just now realizing how awkward right here looks. And bring that up. You know, take your pencil, go along here, lean down just a bit, and then bam. Got yourself a chin. Now that we have that, I'm going to erase right here to about right here, and then just cut downwards a bit more, and then keep this in line. Now I am only going to do basic blueprint for right now before continuing, which I'm doing now, which is continuing of the cracks. In the head. And just want to keep that nice and simple. Sorry. There was a fly. I'm going to try and see if I can get it. But yeah, we kind of want to keep this nice and simple. Nice and ordinary. By the way, I'm so sorry if you can see my afro on the camera. I'm trying to just get this done quick because, like I said, I'm on a time crunch. I'm most likely going to have to do it part 2 to this. So, well, I hope it doesn't come down to that at least. Alright, now I'm going to erase right here to make that sharp point. Right there, I'm going to lift this up just a tad bit because it looks too in line with that, I feel like. And just bam. There we go. As for that, now I'm going to show you how to do the teeth. I'm going to do a circle right here. Go upwards, curve it, and come back down. I'm joking. That is way too big of a bottom for that. Okay, so we want to go upwards and have this at kind of a tilt. Sorry, my back itches. And we're going to want to keep going along like that. This is one particular big tooth right here that I'm going to be doing right here. There we are. And erase whatever you see on the inside of that tooth. Replace the lining back. And then do that for the same of these two. That's all you're relatively doing to get that real creep factor look. So, yeah. Okay, I kind of fast forwarded a bit, went up to here. Kind of, that you guys, sorry. But, I gotta make sure that I can really get this done, because that's something I really gotta do. Sorry, I literally woke up like a couple hours ago, so I'm just kind of tired. But, I'm gonna go ahead and add something to this. There we go. There's that. There we are. I want to add that to both sides. But, yeah, there we go. That's how we get that. Now, we are going to do the designed outline of the ears. And just really keep that relatively in check, I guess I should say. There we are. And then this one's just going to be kind of fine over on here. Make sure that I just kind of get that there. And I'm going to kind of turn this. The reason I turn it is for my sake. You guys don't have to do this. It's mostly so I can have a better understanding of it. I'm going to have a line right here and then a line going upward to my curve right there. Now that I have done that, I can keep that there. And if you guys couldn't tell, 3D art is mostly my specialty. I love to do it a lot. Well, I'm gonna turn this back to see what I'm messing up here, because that looks more like an oval than anything. And then we're going to want to erase these. Now that I have that down. So now that we have that done, I'm going to scoot this back up a bit. Back to where you guys can see it. Now that we have that done, mostly at least, I feel like you guys really are going to like this next part, because we're going to have to harden all the soft lining. Well, I already do it kind of hard, but I make sure that it at least still looks nice. I'm good enough to where I don't really have to harden it at the end. I can mostly just shade right over it, but yeah. And also, we're not going to be shading these. We're just going to be doing outlines. You can do whatever you want with it afterwards. Sure, yes. I could have shaded mine, but I'm not going to. I'm going to keep it nice and basic for you guys. Gonna really make sure that I keep this afloat for you. Just really hope you guys like what I'm doing for y'all, because this is actually extremely difficult for people who don't know how to do art relatively good. So we mostly just want to try and keep ourselves in check. Don't laugh at anybody's art because you managed to do something like this. Just be nice, play it cool. Now I am going. I am going to do light shading for the dark. Yeah, no. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm mostly going to keep it family friendly for you guys. I'm going to try and make sure that I get this done for you guys before my time is up for you guys. And I'm really just going to make sure that this is what I hope you guys will love and try and recreate. And no, I really did just want to make people happy. And just really keep it friendly. And for those of you who like to keep it strong and personal. I mostly just really want you guys to have a great time, great life. Spend it while you can, and just really keep it moving. I am so sorry. I entirely forgot I was recording for just a millisecond. Well, not a millisecond, a couple seconds, but yeah. So that's what we gotta do, relatively. Now you can just paste that onto that side if you're doing both sides. But other than that, you guys really just got the down of it. Okay, so this is what we have done so far. And you're just gonna be able to copy and paste that on that side. I entirely forgot to finish up this ear. And I believe that's it. Really. Yeah, so there is the lining of Twisted Bonnie. And instead of me doing Springtrap on this side, I ask of you guys to put in the comment section, who do you want me to put on this side? And just really keep it that way. I would really like for you guys to just keep it simple, safe, and stay positive. Bye, Forgotten.